ॐ ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
ॐ ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
मूर्तिभेदविभागिने
मूर्तिभेदविभागिने
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
ॐ सहना भवतु
ॐ सहना भवतु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै
सह वीर्यं करवावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयम्
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधिता भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्।
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवत् गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी।
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः
यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः।
यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि
परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि
ज्ञानानां ज्ञानमुत्तमम्
ज्ञानानां ज्ञानमुत्तमम्
यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे
यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे
परां सिद्धिं मितो गताः
परां सिद्धिं मितो गताः।
इदं ज्ञानमुपाश्रित्य
इदं ज्ञानमुपाश्रित्य
मम साधर्म्यमागताः
मम साधर्म्यमागताः।
सर्गेऽपि नोपजायन्ते
सर्गेऽपि नोपजायन्ते
प्रलये न व्यथन्ति च
प्रलये न व्यथन्ति च।
मम योनिर्महद्ब्रह्म
मम योनिर्महद् ब्रह्म
तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम्
तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम्।
सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां
सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां
तो भवति भारत
ततो भवति भारत।
सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय
सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय
मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः
मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः
तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिः
तासां ब्रह्म महत् योनिः।
अहं बीजप्रदः पिता
अहं बीजप्रदः पिता
सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति
सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति
गुणाः प्रकृतिसम्भवाः
गुणाः प्रकृतिसम्भवाः
निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो
निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो
देहे देहिनमव्ययम्
देहे देहिनमव्ययम्।
तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात्
तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात्
प्रकाशकमनामयम्
प्रकाशकमनामयम्।
सुखसङ्गेन बध्नाति
सुखसङ्गेन बध्नाति
ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघ
ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघ।
Fourteenth chapter we have been seeing. We have actually completed 4 shlokas, but in first and second shlokas, Bhagavan has given the glory of self-knowledge, and he says, Pravakshyami gnananam gnanamuttamam. So uttamam paramam gnananam gnanamuttamam aham pravakshyami. I will tell you the most exalted and ultimate knowledge among all field of knowledge. I will tell you bhuyah means again. And if you will hear, then what will happen? He says yat gnatva, knowing which Sarve Munayah, all the sages, Param Siddhim Itahagataha. So, having gained this knowledge, these all sages have got Param Siddhi means moksha, liberation, ultimate accomplishment in the name of liberation. They have achieved after death. Itaha means after death. And in the idam gnanam upashritya, again having resort to this gnanam, Bhagavan says, Mama sadharmyam agataha. They will come to me in the form of the oneness with Ishvara. Ishvara's dharma is, we can say, his dharma is nothing but consciousness. And one who has this knowledge will also be one with Ishvara. Sorry. So it's called Mama Sadharmyam Agataha. In such people, one who has self-knowledge, such people sarge api na upajayante. These people are not born at the time of the creation, and pralaye napyathanti cha. At the time of dissolution, they are never disturbed. So pralaya, we can say at the time of dissolution is two types. Maybe with the individual at the time of the total dissolution, they never disturb, or we can say they never decline, they remain as it is. So, having glorified Gnanam, in third and fourth verse, Bhagavan has just described how this universe is come into being. So, what is the cause? Then he says the cause is Mama Yonihi Mahat Brahma. Here the meaning of yoni is cause, and cause is maya. So Bhagavan says, Mama yoni, my maya, mahat brahma, meaning the ultimate, the biggest sustainer. Here the meaning of Brahma we have seen is a sustainer. In that maya, tasmin garbham dadami aham. I make her impregnant. And then only tataha, after that, sarva bhutanam sambhavaha bhavati. The meaning of tasmin garbha dadamya means I make her live, because Maya is inert and Bhagwan has just provided her consciousness is though to her. Maya becomes live, and then because of this only tataha sarva bhutanam sambhavaha, then only possible all beings are come into being. They are come out. And in fourth, Bhagavan says, Yaha Murtayaha Sambhavanti. What are the forms are available? Sarva Yonishu. We know total 84 legs. So this much yonis are available. In one yoni, there are legs and legs, jivas. This Bhagavan has mentioned here, Yaha Murtayaha. In one bacteria, species, there are innumerable bacteria are available, same way in human. So he says, Sarva Yonishu, Ya forms, which are the forms, are born for all of them, Tasam Brahma Mahadyonihi. We can say here Maya is a material cause, is a material cause, and Aham Bijav Pradavpida. So Bhagavan has provided a seed of consciousness, so we can say Bhagavan is a efficient cause. That's why always Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parmeshwara Parvati Parmeshwara. So Maya is a material cause, Tasam Brahma Mahadyonihi, and Aham Bija Pradavpida. We have seen this much, and after fifth, Bhagavan has started to describe the gunas. So if we go there, so before that Shankaracharya is written here, के गुणाः कथं बध्नन्ति इति उच्यते. What are these gunas and how they can bind us iti uchyate. So first Bhagavan is given the list and he says Sattvam, Sattva guna, Rajas, Rajo guna, and Tamaha, iti gunaha, Prakriti Sambhavaha. They are exist in Prakriti, in Maya. And this guna, as though it cannot bind the any jiva, but as though nibadnanti, they bind dehe in the body avyayam dehinam. This avyayam dehinam dehe nibadnanti. this this all three gunas bind the person in the body in whom dehina, that conscious principle which is never subject to change. Avyayam means never subject to change. These gunas as though they bind the people. We have seen up to here. Now we have to sing this our portion of Bhashyam commentary. And Shankaracharya is given small Bhashyam and he says Sattva Rajastama iti evam namanah. By this name, namanah is by this name three gunas. And gunaha, when we say gunaha is attribute or quality, whatever we say, gunaha are paribhashik shabdah, they are technical words. Na rupa adi vat dravya ashritaha. So when we say red rose, then red color is depends on rose. So it says rupa adi vat, rose has one form, rose has one name, and red color is the attribute of the rose. These guna are not like that. Says this guna are not like that. So that's why he says paribhashik na rupadi vat dravya ashritaha. These are not like name and form which are depends on the different colors and forms. No, it is a technical words. First they have clarified this, and again he says evan nacha guna guninaha anyatvam atra vivakshitam. Vivakshitam means vakshitum icchatiha. Anyatvam. So guna guninaha. Guna we can say is a quality. And one who is quality that is called substance. In Sanskrit it is more easy. Like we say deha is called body, but who live in the body is called dehinaha. Same way here also. Guna, one has these all qualities, and guninaha. When we say it is guninaha, one who has these qualities are in whom is called guninaha. Na vivakshitam atra. It is also not like that. These gunas are not like this quality and this is the person who is imbibed with this. No. So this is not even vivakshitam. It is not intended to tell Bhagavan like this. Then what is this guna? So he says the guna is tasmat gunaha tasmat gunaha iva nitya paratantraha. These all qualities, these three qualities are always nitya, always dependent. To whom? Kshetragnam prati. Because Maya is nothing but these three guna, and Maya is dependent on Ishvara. And Ishvara is nothing but consciousness, and this same Ishvara, Sarvadeheshu Kshetragnam chapi mam vidhi Sarva Kshetreshu. So Ishvara is obtained in everybody's body, and when it obtains everybody's body, it's called Kshetragna. That's why it is written, Tasmat Gunaha Nityapartantraha. They are always dependent to whom? Kshetragnam Prati. So they are dependent on the conscious principle. Kshetram Janati. And why? And still avidyatmakatvat kshetragnam nibadnanti eva. One sentence is over. Because of the nature of ignorance. That's why kshetragnam as though is bind. Otherwise it cannot bound the. So avidyatmakatvat means the meaning is because of the nature of ignorance. Whenever tvat come no, in Bhashyam, the meaning is because of. Atmakam means nature and avidya means ignorance. Because of the having of the nature of the ignorance, eva, as though kshetragnam nibadnanti. These three guna are bound, this conscious principle. Really speaking, these guna are dependent on kshetragna. They are dependent, but as though they are bound, and how they are bound. So Sankaracharya is written here, and he says, Tam aspadi atmanam pratilabhante. Tam aspadi, same kshetragnam, aspadi having resort there only. They are reside in the body, they have taken the place of this body, and atmanam, they are available. For whom? So they are available for this conscious principle. That's why it is called iti nibadhananti iti uchyate. That's why it's called they are bound. Actually, they cannot bound us. Because of our ignorance only, we think I am dependent on the body. When we consider I am body, it is called this tamoguna binds us. When we say I am very active, then if we can say rajoguna binds us, and when we say I am very dull right now because of this winter season, I cannot go out, then we can say tamoguna binds us. They only play the role, but when we identify with this guna, it is called badhananti. There is no real bondage, but identification with these gunas are called bondage. There is nothing else. But we are not from this life, we are many lives. We always identify ourselves with body, mind, sense complex. This is only called nibadnanti. Otherwise, they cannot bind us because they are poor, they are paratantra, they are dependent on us. But as though they becomes boundless. And what are these gunaha? So say techa, those gunas, and those gunas prakriti sambhavaha. So what is the meaning of prakriti? It is given Bhagavan mayayaha sambhavaha. They are born because of the maya of Ishwaras, because maya belongs to Ishvara and they are inherent in the maya. Whenever we say maya, we always say trigunatmika. So these all three gunas are born in Ishvara's maya. We can't say is, but Sambhava, really speaking, is born. But here the meaning of Sambhavaha means they are exist in the maya. And because of this, he says, Nibadhananti Eva. Eva is very much important, as though because of our notion, this notion is only called bondage. And Bhagavan is addressing whom, so there is not much to express. Then Shankaracharya even define what is the meaning of Mahabaho. The first time he says, Hey Mahabaho. This is the address to Arjuna, means Hey Mahabaho. Then what is the meaning of Mahabaho? So he just split. So when I am just, planning, when this, our Anton, only 5 to 6 lessons are there, when will be over, then I would like to start Krudanta. Krudanta, even there is, I would like to show that 1 minute. It is very beautiful. They say it is a good for even Bhagavad Gita. Panchavruttayah. These are one portion. Panchavruttayah. In total, how many topics are there, in this? So they will discuss 3, and these all are very important. One is called new root derived from the root or a noun, like vivakshitam, jignasu. This all word, how can we form? It will come. Then krutavrutti means krudantaha. Tadhitavrutti means a noun, new name derived from another noun is called Tadditaha Samasaha. This all compound and Ekashesha Vritti. These all 5 are very much important to study Bhagavad Gita Bhashyam. So when our Anton will be over, then first we will study Krudanta, then Samasa will study. Suppose this come, there is Vivakshitam, Vaktum Ichitam. It is called Taddita. We don't know, but when we listen, when we study, then it is very, very, I always have interest and give some joy to split each and every word. Vivakshitam. Same way this Mahabaho. Mahabaho is a compound. So what is how can we split this compound? So it says Maha means Mahanto. What is the meaning of Mahanto? It says Samarthataro. One whose arms are very great and capable. Mahant means capable, and Bahu is called Ajan Pralambaha, whose arms are extended up to the knee. Janu is called knee, are called Pralambaha, extended. Even Ram, Ajan Bahu, is come Lokap is called Ajan. So one who's not sitting, but when we are standing, at that time, if our arms are touching our knee, are called Ajan Bahu. So Arjuna is also Ajan Bahu. So Mahantau Samarthataro Ajanu Pralambo Bahuhu Yasya Saha Mahabahu. And Mahabahu is the Pratipadika, and He Mahabahu is the address of Arjuna, is the 8 by 1 Sambodhanam, vocative case. So this is called Mahanto. This gunas, Dehe, the meaning of Deha is called Sharira, is just given the synonym. Dehe Sharire, Dehinam, Dehavantam. Many times he says why we called Dehaha, Dahanashilaha iti Dehaha. One who is subject to burn is called Dehaha, and why we call as a Sharira, Shiryamaranatvat Sharira. We is subject to decline. That's why we call as a Sharira. Same way Dehinam, one who reside inside the body, it's called Dehinam. And another name like Dhanvan, it is called Dehavan, which is a 2 by 1. And this Dehinam, who is available in this body, is really speaking, Bhagavan says, Avyayam, which is not subject to change. It remains as it is. Avyayatvam cha uktam, where anaditvat ityadi shloke. So I just put this shloka here. This shloka is Anaditvat Nirgunatvat Paramatma Ayam Avyayam. So this Avyaya word Shankaracharya is quoted in 13th chapter, 31st verse. And still, sharirasthapi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. So he says, anaditvad, this our dehinam is sitting. So one Nanu means one Purva Pakshi has raised the question and he says, Dehi na lipyate iti uktam. Because here it is given, na karoti na lipyate. One who is residing in the body, you have already said, this consciousness doesn't do anything and doesn't affect, it cannot affect by anything. That's why he says, Nanu dehi na lipyate iti uktam tat katham iha asmin adhyaya. In this chapter, nibadnanti iti anyatha means opposite, contradictory. Iti uchyate. Why you have said like this contradictory? In previous verse, Bhagavan is already told, na karoti na lipyate. This is nothing to do. Then if he is not doing anything, then how these three gunas can bind the person? How to do? That's why Shankaracharya has given answer. He says eva is very much necessary. That's why he said parivrutam asmabhihi. We have already reputed. Otherwise, I have already explained how. So he says eva shabdena. This eva shabdena, this word is very much important. Eva, as though we are not bound, but as though we are bound. Everything is as though. Nibadnanti eva. Again he says this eva is very much. Because consciousness is very subtle. Consciousness is the cause of guna. Then guna cannot bind the consciousness. But when we identify because of our ignorance, that is called only bondage. Eva. It is not real bondage. It is only our bondage because of our notion. And notion comes because of our ignorance. Having explained this, now it will come one by one. How this sattva guna can bind, how this rajo guna can bind, everything will be explained. So if we see, तत्र सत्वं निर्मलत्वात् तत्र सत्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकम् अनामयम् सुखसंगेन बध्नाति ज्ञानसंगेन च बध्नाति. So what is the nature of sattva guna? So Bhagavan says sattva guna nirmalatvat. Nirmalam, malam is called impurity, but nirgataha, nirgatam, malam yasmat, from whom this impurity has gone, it is called nirmalatva. The nature of sattva guna. Tatra means tasmin guneshu, on teshu guneshu sattvam nirmalatvat. It is free from all impurities. And because of this nature, what is the nature of sattva guna? Prakashakam. If in the mirror there is no impurity, we can see the image of sun. Even our image also very clearly. Same way, if there is no impurity inside, then more consciousness is reflecting. Prakashakam. That's why it says illuminating in nature. That's why it says whenever knowledge is there, sattva guna is there. If scientists are there, scientists are predominants of sattva guna. If some artists are there, predominant scholars are there. So everywhere, whenever knowledge is concerned, always sattva guna is there. Because it's illuminating. And another nature of Sattva guna is anamaya. Another one word is called amaya. Really speaking, the meaning of amaya is called disease. It's called amaya. Whenever we have disease, we can say, I have some jvara amaya. But from whom there is a no amaya is called anamaya. That's why anamaya. From whom niramaya, anamaya both are one and same. Nirgatah amaya yasmat niramaya, and one who doesn't have any amaya, anamaya. Or opposite of amaya, anamaya. So sattva guna, in which type of amaya it will come? Amaya means whatever anger inside is called amaya, is not physical. Here, amaya is not physically, which all are available in our mind. Our anger, our hatred, all are lobha, it will come, all are considered as amaya. But sattva guna predominant, less, there is a no less complex. And because of this nature, what Sattva Guna does, the Bhagavan says, Sukha Sangena Badhanati. Whenever we are cheerful, then Sattva Guna is predominant. Sukha Sangena Badhanati. And how? So whenever we can appreciate something, even we can appreciate some knowledge, we are cheerful. If we are whatever we would like to want and we have get it, and for time being there is a no any type of demand in mind, again niram prakashakam shines this hour. That's why this our sattva guna binds the person with happiness. But this happiness, person thinks, I need this object, and because of this object, I have now found. This is I am happy. So happiness is depends on object, and because of this is as though binds, because we are dependent on object. One. And second thing is Gnana Sangena Badhanati. Gnana Sangena Cha. And also this Sattva Guna binds the person with Gnanam. That's why I said whenever Gnanam is there, always there is a Sattva Guna is predominant. And why then we can call as a Badhanati? How can this knowledge can bound? That's why I am telling, whenever we have knowledge, particularly this aparavidya knowledge, of this worldly knowledge, before many years, only ophthalmologist, consider is the eye specialist. Now there are many branches as retinologist, corneologist, many. And if we ask retinologist, are you happy? He says no. I know I know very less. So whenever we know much, we know I know very less. In this way, it's called Badhanati. So more and more we have knowledge, more and more we know I don't know much. Scholars, real scholar, honest scholar always say, if I am scholar in one, suppose in physics, then I cannot be master in biology. If I am botany, I am master, I cannot be master in. So in one field, if I have knowledge, then this is called Gnana Sangena Badhanati. And even in Shastra says, Shastra Vasana is also one type of bondage. Last it says in our scripture, Shastra Vasana. If we are very scholar, then some scholars are just stuck out in just to separate each and every word, and they cannot start to see the vision. This also called Jnanas. That's why it says Shastra Vasana. To always study Shastra, we never contemplate. This is also one type of bondage. So Sattva, but among all three, Sattva is the best. If Sattva is predominant, we can have knowledge, but still this Sattva is also bondage. And after knowledge, if we can see, this also bondage, then we can come out. But if we think this is the only gnanam we should, then this is also bondage. That Shankaracharya explained very well. So first, tatra, the meaning of tatra sattva adinam. So sattva, rajas and tamas, among sattva, rajas, tamas, sattvasya eva tavad lakshanam uchyate. Among these three, now only four, indeed only sattvasya lakshanam uchyate. Now we are going to tell about the lakshanam characteristics of sattva. And what is the characteristic? Nirmalatvat. Shankaracharya has written, what is the meaning of Nirmalatvat? Is like a crystal. Spatikamanihi eva. This sattva guna is look like a crystal. That's why it's a crystal clear knowledge. Crystal clear. And because of this, very pure, prakashakam. And anamaya. Because of this crystal, it is always illuminating. And anamaya means nirupadravam. Upadrava always available in our mind. That's why I say nirupadravam. Nirgatam upadravam yasmat. So amaya Shankaracharya is taken as a upadrava. And all our negativities, we say kama, krodha, lobha, moha, all are creating a havoc in our mind. That's why nirupadravam sattvam tad esdho nibadnati. Esdho they are bound. Katham, Shankaracharya himself has asked, Katham they can bind us. So first, Bhagavan has said, Sukha Sangena. And he's explained, Katham. So he says, Sukha Sangena. The meaning is, Sukhi Aham. When we say, oh, I am very happy, Aham Sukhi means, I am happy, comes from where? So he says, Vishaya Bhutasya Sukhasya. This happiness comes from the object, in the form of object. I need something. If I need a laddu and laddu comes, I am happy. Then I think happiness in laddu. If I need some car has come, I am happy. So that's why it says, whenever we are happy, generally we think this happiness comes from Vishaya Bhutasya, in the form of the object. And we consider Atmani, Vishayani, Atmani, Sanslesha, Apadanam. Vishayani. And then we have this object, Atmani is 7 by 1. This consciousness we also consider as connected with Vishaya. Vishayani means this Atma which is the connected with object. Sanslesha apadana. When we start thinking, when we say, I am happy because of something, but this I am is called Atma. And now is happy. Why? Because this Vishayani, now whatever I want, I have achieved. This I am happy. It is called because of the Vishaya, I am happy. This Sanslesha up, the connected with this object is called Sanslesha Apadanam. When we contact and this contact is real, so say it is a mrusha. It is not real contact, but we think because of this only I am happy, and that's why it says eva sukhe sanjanam. We consider we are just binding with happiness of this object. If this person is in my present, then I am happy. If this object starts from even human being, all pets, all are called Vishaya, this object. And in the presence of this object, if I am happy, then it is a Mrusha. It is not correct. Shankaracharya says, in this thinking is called Sa Esha Avidya. This is called ignorance. These objects are giving me happiness. This thinking is called ignorance. And Shankaracharya is clarified also. He says, Nahi Vishaya Dharmaha Vishayinaha Bhavati. Na bhavati, cannot possible, it cannot become. Vishayanihi is called subject, and Vishaya Dharmaha is called object. It says the nature of the object cannot be the nature of subject. So Vishaya Dharmaha, the nature of object, na bhavati, cannot become the object of subject. But we think Vishayi, there is a two word again, same dhanam means money and dhani means possessor of dhani. Same way Vishaya, object, and one who is possessor of Vishaya is object. One who possessor of Vishaya is called Vishayi. So it says Vishaya Dharma, the nature of the object cannot become that dharma of the subject. The nature of cannot be possible. If object is sweet, some sweet is there, it is called Vishaya Dharma. Same sweet cannot be the nature of the consciousness. But when we think we are happy because of this is only problem. And Shankaracharya says there are the many emotions are available in our mind, and all are the kshetras, but we consider I am this is the problem. So Shankaracharya says ichha adi cha dhrutiyantam kshetrasya eva vishayasya dharmaha iti uktam bhagavata. It is said by Ishvara, and what Bhagavan has said starts from the desire, antam up to the fortitude, perseverance, all are the nature of kshetra, vishayasya dharma. These all are called Vishaya. Where a Bhagavan has said, so I just quoted here, this is the 13th chapter, 6th verse. And Bhagavan has says, Ichha. So it starts from Ichha, Dvesha, Sukham, Dukkham, Sangataha, Chetana Dhrutihi. These all are nothing but Kshetra only. And whenever we say Kshetra, is called object. So everything is belongs to object, not for Atma. But when we identify and one new entity come, it is called, it binds. This is called Ichchadi Dhrutiyantam Vishayasya eva. And Ataha, that's why Bhagavan says, Avidya eva, only because of ignorance. And which type of ignorance? Swakiya Dharma Bhutaya. One's its own nature, in the form of one's own nature. And this avidya is Vishaya, Vishayi, Aviveka Lakshana. This ignorance is the characteristics of the aviveka, is not proper discrimination between what is Vishaya and what is Vishayi. Vishaya is always inert, while Vishaya is always conscious principle. But we totally forget. And this is called avidya eva swakiya dharma bhutaya aviveka lakshanaya swa aswatma bhute means in anatma swarupe, in the form of this inert sukhe sanjayati saktam, eva saktam. Saktam means their attachment is only called bondage. This we are attached is called bondage. So saktam eva karoti, as though it makes binds with this all object. Saktam eva karoti. Suppose I have just mentioned here, where is it go? Ichha dvesha. Suppose what Shankaracharya would like to tell, if I have the thought of unhappiness, unhappiness is called dukkha, is a vishaya of our my thought. But when new entity comes, we are just identify with this unhappiness and we say, no, I am very dukkhi. This is called ignorance. Because this is only the object of the thought. And when we identify, it is called total bondage. And this is Shankaracharya said, this is eva saktam. We are just attached. Eva karoti asukhinam sukhinam eva. Which are from mind, person thinks, I am unhappy, and because of this object, now I am sukhinam eva. This thinking is called wrong. This is called bondage. Tatha, same way, Shankaracharya says, Gnana Sangena cha Badhanati. This Sattva Guna is also bound the person with knowledge also, and how Gnanam iti Sukhasaha Sahacharyat Kshetrasya eva Antakaranasya Dharmaha na Atmanaha. Any knowledge of object when takes place, then it is the object of knowledge only. Na Atmanaha. Any knowledge doesn't belongs to consciousness. And Atma Dharmatve Sangha Anupapattehe. There is no attachment with our Atma. Why? Because we are this. There is no need of attachment. And Bandha Anupapattehe cha. Only whenever we say knowledge, so knowledge of what? Of different object. And we think, having got this different knowledge, how much I am scholar. Even this thinking is also bondage. Because in Atma, Dharmatve, when we think of the nature of the consciousness, there is no any attachment. Sangaha na anupapattehe. Bandhaha even. There is no bondage because all pervading. But these all notions, it's called bondage. That's why Bhagavan says, Shankaracharya says, Sukhe iva gnanado sango mantavyaha. That's why this sattva guna as though binds the person with happiness with reference to object. Same way, the knowledge with reference to object, sangaha eva. How much I know, these all are called bondage. Mantavyaha, this is my view. Mantavya to be known. He anagha. So Shankaracharya has given the meaning of anagha means, really speaking, aga is called papa. But Shankaracharya has given vyasana, one who doesn't have any type of addiction. But really speaking, one doesn't. And one who has committing papa, they must be addicted. That's why Shankaracharya has used vyasana. That's why he says anagaha means one who doesn't have any addiction, otherwise one who doesn't have any type of papa. So this is called how our sattva guna binds the person. And now Bhagavan will tell in next verse, Rajaha Ragatmakam. It is the nature of bondage, is covering, and it binds us with Trushna. The meaning of Trushna means longing, and how they are longing we will see tomorrow. Any question? No question? So shall we do Purnamada? ॐ पूर्णमद
पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं
पूर्णमिदं
पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते
पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय
पूर्णमादाय
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते।
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ
ॐ
शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ।
हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः।
हरिः
हरिः ॐ।